It was on this day that my life would change forever. The existence I had known would never be the same. It was August 11th, 2003, and as I drove to the Bronx and New York City that morning, it was wet outside. It had rained for 12 days straight, and I was tired of it. At the time, it had broken a record for consecutive days of rain, and it came with relentless humidity. I arrived at Nebraska Steakhouse just before 11 a.m., and I was the first one there. 3 other guys who were summoned would arrive shortly after. I walked into the restaurant, which was closed to the public. A guy I knew as Joe, a captain with the family, came over, pointed to a table, and told me to take a seat before walking away. My palms were growing moist, and my mouth was as dry as sandpaper. My mind drifted to the scene in Goodfellas where Joe Pesci walked into a room to become a made guy and was shot in the back of the head, which was haunting me as I waited. A few minutes later, Joe returned, placed a large cigar ashtray down, and told me to put all my jewelry and cell phone in it. He made it clear that my pockets needed to be empty. I did as he said. At that time, 2 other guys arrived, and a third followed a few minutes later, and I figured they were in the same situation as me. John Bologna was the guy who had contacted me to come to the city, and I had known him for years as an associate of the Genovese crime family. The Genovese family was considered the most powerful family in the country, and I was about to become a part of it. The 4 of us sat at the table in silence. We had greeted each other at first, but didn't talk about why we were there or what would take place that day. Joe and 2 other guys huddled across the room, whispering among themselves. I recognized one of them as Stevie Alfisi, a captain with the family, and the older was a soldier I didn't know. All 3 were dressed in custom-made suits, gold watches, and expensive jewelry. Many successful wise guys prided themselves on being dressed to kill. In addition, a few others enjoyed the comfort of a sweatsuit. Many wore both.